Hey, people of Reddit. I, 30, female, am sort of in a tricky situation and need your help to understand if I'm being reasonable or if I'm overreacting. I recently had to kick my sister out of my house because of something she did. My sister Daisy, 26, female, has been living with me with her son Ethan, 2, male. I have been letting her stay with me because her husband Matt, 27, male, has recently started divorce proceedings. It came out of the blue, so she had no place to go with her son. Matt told her that she could find her own accommodation, but she couldn't get a place on her own because she had left her job and burned through her savings after her son was born. I have been extremely surprised by Matt's sudden wish to divorce because I thought he was hopelessly in love with my sister. To be very honest, I never really understood what he saw in my sister because she's not even a good person. I will tell you more about that later. It's just that I couldn't really see Matt leaving her. Even Daisy claims that she doesn't know what happened, and this divorce thing came out of the blue. I felt really bad for her because she had been crying a lot, and Mom said that she was getting depressed about where to go and what to do. So, out of the goodness of my heart, I let her stay with me until she could get back on her feet. I thought Daisy appreciated my kindness and was grateful to stay in my house, especially because we never really had a good relationship. But 2 days ago, I found out that my sister wasn't just staying with me. She was planning to replace me. I walked in on her teaching Ethan to call my husband Leo, 30, male, Dad. I stayed there listening in shock as my sister explained to Ethan that Leo is his dad now, and soon they would be a happy family. It was clear to me that Daisy was trying to steal my husband and make a new family for herself. Even before I found this, I had been seeing not so discreet signs of Daisy being inappropriate with my husband. She would touch him all the time and lean into him when talking to him. She would try to pawn off her kid on Leo and said that she needed them to bond and it was better for Leo to spend time with Ethan since he was good with kids and Ethan had been missing his father. In the beginning, I was a little uncomfortable, but by the time I overheard her conversation with Ethan, I was ready to confront her about her behavior. Leo and I had discussed how Daisy was acting inappropriately, so we needed to set some boundaries with her. I had been planning to tell my sister to back off a little and respect our boundaries, but then I heard this. I immediately saw red and confronted her on the spot. My sister looked startled to see me in the doorway and immediately looked a little scared. I took her out of the room and asked her what on earth she thought she was doing, teaching her son to call Leo Dad. At first, Daisy tried to deny everything, but as I kept pressing her, she finally admitted that she had been training Ethan to call Leo Dad for a while. I had actually caught Ethan calling my husband Dad a few times as well. I thought nothing of it because the kid has a limited vocabulary and sometimes called me Mama as well. We always corrected him, but somehow he kept calling Leo Dad. Now I see that Ethan was definitely picking up on my sister's cue. My sister and I had a huge fight after Sis admitted to what she was doing. I didn't even ask her why, and I didn't have to. Daisy has always been like this all through her life. She used to flirt with my boyfriends and split with 2 of them. I wasn't really surprised. She always had the desire to get what I had. God, she even got married a month before me just so she could be the first one to get married. She hadn't even been dating her husband for long before that. She is the reason I didn't introduce my husband to my family for a long time. I was sort of scared that she would try something stupid, but then Daisy found a rich, handsome man who was pining for her, and so she wasn't that interested in my husband when she finally met him. She did throw some snide remarks about how my husband seems to be a decent guy, but not everyone can be as good as Matt. Daisy considered that she won the competition because she landed a better man in her understanding. I know people here would blame me for bringing a snake into my house, but I was just trying to help a woman in need. Besides, my mom had been pressuring me to take my sister in because she was in a tough spot. She wouldn't have let me hear the end of it if I hadn't taken her in. I regretted it as soon as I observed her trying to be inappropriate with Leo after I found out what she was doing. I told her to pack and leave within a week. Again, she had a kid, so I wasn't going to throw her out on the street. Ethan is innocent here, so I couldn't do this to him. But I did tell Daisy that she will not be allowed in my house and around us after the week is up. She didn't like that at all. She called me cruel and heartless for kicking her when she was already down. She claimed that I was overreacting and that this wasn't even a big deal. She even got my mother involved, who said some pretty mean things about how I was acting out of jealousy because my husband has a nice bond with my sister and her kid. My mom also said that I was reading too much into things and my sister just wanted a father figure for her kid because her husband has been avoiding them both. Mom says that I should be more forgiving and understand that my sister is just looking out for her poor child. She accused me of being insecure and said that I wouldn't have reacted this badly if I had been feeling stable in my relationship. She said a lot more, but I won't include it here. Anyway, I held my ground, told my sister to move out. But my mom and sister are calling me names and making me feel guilty. It doesn't help that even my husband has been telling me that maybe I shouldn't be so cruel and throw out a mother and child on the streets. He reminded me that no matter what, Daisy is my sister and Ethan is my nephew, so I should be more careful before making such rash decisions. Tensions are high in the house and I feel like I'm being pressured by all sides. I haven't told anyone else yet because I am afraid everyone will side with my sister because she has a child. I know she is a single mother now and all that, but that doesn't give her a free pass to do whatever she wants and get away with it. I feel like I am right in kicking her out after she disrespected me in my marriage. However, it's 3 against 1, so I am kind of starting to doubt myself. Do you think I'm wrong? AITA? Edit. I am seeing a lot of repetitive questions here, so I'm going to put some more information in this edit for you guys. Most of you seem baffled by the fact that I let my sister into my house when I knew that she hated me. Yes, it's true that we never had a good relationship, but I still felt bad for her. Her husband literally kicked her out with a baby, and it kind of broke my heart. I didn't do this out of love for my sister. I did it out of the goodness of my heart. I guess trying to be a decent person makes me a doormat. You asked why my parents didn't take her in. They live in a 1-bedroom apartment. They simply don't have the space to accommodate Daisy and her child. Staying with me was the most convenient option because I live in a big house with some spare rooms. I thought that letting Daisy stay with me until she got back on her feet wouldn't be a big deal. Clearly, I was wrong because she misused my charity. Now that I know what she is actually planning to do, I have decided to kick her out. A lot of you have been alarmed by my husband's stance on this. I will admit that I am equally alarmed by it. His logic has been that she is still jobless and has a small child, so we should just suck it up and give her a chance at least until she can get a job and get her own place. Now that I have read all your comments, I'm starting to doubt my husband a little. He is a genuinely caring and kind man, but he should have made an exception when it was someone who was actively trying to destroy our marriage. I do have to have a little chat with him and try to figure out what's going on with him. I am not someone who easily doubts my husband and immediately assumes that he is doing something shady, but I am really starting to question things now. Update 1. Hello guys, thank you so much for leaving so many comments on my post. I had expected a few comments, but not this many. You guys really helped me understand that I was NTA. I had been preparing myself to be crucified by everyone since the people around me have been calling me an idiot, but it looks like sane people think I am completely in the right. Your comments really made me think, and I have made some decisions, but I will get into those later. First, I will answer some questions that I couldn't include in the edit. There have been speculations about my sister being the golden child. Well, it wasn't like that until recently. My mom did adore Daisy because she was younger than me. But she wasn't unfair. I would say that she had failed to correct Daisy's stupid competitive behavior and gave her light punishments when she messed up. But the favoritism wasn't apparent until she got married and had a kid. My mom is somewhat traditional when it comes to getting married and having kids. She didn't like how I waited for a while before getting married, while my sister was in a relationship for only 1 year before getting engaged. She also doesn't like how I'm waiting to have kids, while my sister got pregnant pretty much straight after marriage. She was doing everything right in my mom's eyes, and of course, mom's grandson comes first, so she would obviously think of him and his mother more. I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt me. I am extremely hurt that my mom has sided with my sister and told me that I was a heartless person. I know that I would have to have a little chat with her later. After making the post and reading all the comments, my first priority was to confront my husband about why he was being so lenient on my sister. I won't lie, but I was actually scared he was cheating on me. I actually showed my husband this post and told him to read the comments. He read them and immediately started to panic. He literally gave me his phone and almost begged me to go through it to see if he had ever talked to my sister inappropriately. He also told me to check our home security cameras to find out what he was up to when my sister was around. I did actually go through my phone and saw that my husband rarely texts my sister. It was mostly my sister who sent him some really weird texts about how she wished her husband were like Leo. I went through his phone to make sure he hadn't deleted anything or hidden anything from me. Thankfully, it came back clean. I was relieved, but my husband was super nervous. He kept apologizing to me and told me that he shouldn't have been so unsupportive towards me, knowing what had happened. I actually know why he hadn't been very keen on kicking my sister out. My husband actually comes from a tight-knit family where family is everything. He had 3 siblings, but is down to 2 because his sister passed away 5 years ago. She was pregnant and driving to a doctor's appointment when the truck hit her car. My late sister-in-law, her husband, and her unborn child were all killed on impact. There was no way to save them. Leo's family went through a period of deep mourning and depression after this happened. Leo sort of felt nostalgic with my sister and her child around because it made him imagine what it would be like if his sister and her child were around. He wasn't having an affair with my sister. He was just imagining his own dead sister in Daisy's place. We discussed it and found out that my husband still has some trauma from it. He is planning to go back to therapy because he's mad at himself for hurting me because of his personal issues. He promised to stand by me and support my decision because even he felt like my sister was taking things too far. He also said that I shouldn't have to worry about them having an affair because he loves me more than anyone. He brought me flowers the next day and showed me that he had signed himself up for therapy again. So no, my husband isn't cheating on me or falling for my sister. Unfortunately, it was some misplaced sense of what it would be like if his sister was still alive. You guys have no idea how relieved I am on that front. I've been really uneasy and didn't eat for a whole day because of my nerves. I really love my husband and wouldn't have been able to take it if he were cheating on me. Anyway, that's the update for now. I can see that Daisy is not making any move to get out of my house. I guess I'll have to push her again. I also have to talk to my mother and tell her how disappointed I am in her. I don't think that conversation will go anywhere, but I need to have it for my own sanity. Some of you have been asking me why Matt has been so silent and absent throughout all this. Maybe I should reach out to him and ask him to help Daisy, even if it's for his child's sake. I don't like the way he's basically forgotten about his child altogether. It just doesn't sit right with me. God, I'm deeply regretting getting into this mess by helping my sister. I wish I could take it all back just so I could have the normal life I had before all this happened. Update 2. A lot of things happen and I don't know where to start talking about it. I wish I could tell you that I was able to successfully get my sister out of the house. I just couldn't. She is still here and still playing the victim. I also had a long chat, or I should say a long argument, with my mother when she came to my house. She basically demanded that I let my sister stay with me because that's what a good sister would do. I kept reminding her that my sister was basically trying to steal my husband. Well, my mother said something pretty unforgivable after that. She said that if I was so insecure about my marriage, I should just leave and let Daisy take over, since it would be better for everyone in this situation. I still can't believe that my mother said that to me. I was in complete shock. Yes, she truly insinuated that I should leave my husband so that my sister could have a full family with him. I don't know what has gotten into my mother and sister. I don't understand why they're trying so hard to take Leo away from me. Every time I tried to tell them my perspective and my feelings, they turned on me and blamed me for not letting Ethan have a father figure in his life. This is ridiculous on all levels because Ethan already has a father, and my husband isn't interested in leaving me to start a family with my sister. I kicked my mom out as soon as she said those words, but I still can't get it out of my head. She has been sending me some messages, but I haven't read them yet. My sister hasn't been talking to me unless I ask her something. She remains silent when I ask her when she's going to move out. She has 3 days left, so I don't know why she is not looking for another place to stay. I wasn't kidding when I said I would throw her out once the week is up. I had no patience or energy for her antics now. Even Leo is keeping his distance and telling Daisy not to talk to him anymore. Daisy, of course, doesn't listen, is still trying to make Leo spend time with Ethan. I know it breaks Leo to say no to Ethan because he cries. Ethan is at an age where he understands things more clearly, so it's hard not to hurt his feelings. I feel bad when he snuggles up to me and I have to remind myself that there is a possibility I won't be able to see him once my sister leaves. I don't see why she would allow me to have a relationship with my nephew after this. Things are all a mess right now. I am actually considering talking to Matt and telling him to step up and take his child's responsibility because I don't want to think about what will happen when I would have to kick my sister out. She isn't even interested in looking for a job, so I don't know how she will manage. Things are okay between my husband and me. He is still apologetic and scared that I will doubt him and leave him. He knows he messed up and sort of hit a sore spot when he sided with my sister. I will give some grace though, because he never actually said anything against me when Daisy was around. Whatever conversation we had was in private. Leo always maintains a united front in front of Daisy. Leo also agrees that we should contact Matt and tell him to take some responsibility because his child is involved in the mess. Maybe we will go and talk to him tomorrow since it's a Sunday and all of us are off work. Wish me luck because a lot is at stake right now. I hope the conversation goes well and we will be able to convince Matt to help Daisy even if it's for his child's sake. Update 3. I don't know what to tell you guys. I came to make this update because some really unbelievable stuff has happened today. This morning I went to Matt's house hoping that we would be able to convince him to be more present for Ethan and help Daisy move out for his child's sake. But what I found out absolutely shocked me. Now I feel bad for thinking he was turning into a deadbeat and a bad father because he isn't visiting his kid or helping out Daisy with child support. Leo and I talked to Matt and found out the true reason why he is divorcing my sister. A lot of you called it, but I thought it was unlikely that my sister would cheat on Matt. Matt is a handsome, rich guy, so he was Daisy's dream husband. I didn't think she would jeopardize her perfect marriage for some other dude. Turns out she did. She had been cheating on Matt throughout their relationship. It was her gym trainer. Sounds cliche, right? Well, it is what it is. Apparently, there was some competition among the ladies at the gym about who would be able to sleep with the trainer and for how long. My competitive sister wanted to win, and she did win. Unfortunately, she got addicted to being with the guy. Matt found out in the worst way possible. A woman from the gym sent him their pictures and messages between the women, where Daisy was boasting about sleeping with two handsome men at the same time. There was a major argument, and Daisy tried to downplay what she did. Eventually, Matt started getting suspicious of Ethan's paternity because Daisy was also sleeping with her gym trainer when he was conceived. Matt secretly did a DNA test and found out that Ethan isn't his child. He filed for divorce, and his lawyer told him that he needs to stop paying for Ethan's care immediately, or he will be on the hook for child support. They are now in the process of trying to remove Matt's name from the birth certificate. Apparently, Daisy and her affair partner both knew that the child was probably not Matt's. But the affair partner clearly said that he wasn't interested in having or raising a kid, so she's on her own. Daisy had sent Matt this evidence when she was trying to convince him not to break up their marriage. She tried to say that they can pretend Ethan is Matt's biological son, and no one would know the truth. Matt wanted no part in this sham of a marriage anymore, and didn't feel like he should be on the hook for Ethan. Matt actually started to cry when he told us all this. He said that he couldn't believe his life blew up like this and he missed having a wife and child around. But he can't do what Daisy wants him to do. Leo and I apologized for not trying to get his side before judging his actions. He told me that he thought I knew since he had informed my mother about all this. To no one's surprise, my mom also wanted Matt to forget everything and raise Ethan as his own child. My mom doesn't believe in single motherhood. No wonder she ended up telling me that I should allow my sister to take my place so that she could have a complete family for Ethan. Just plain gross. Sometimes I feel like I am in a telenovela, but unfortunately this is my life. I am completely stuck and don't know what I'm going to do now. Maybe I have to be a cruel person and kick Daisy out to the streets, even if she has a child. I don't see getting out of this unscathed as an option for me. Update 4. Hi guys, it's been a while, but I keep getting a lot of comments and DMs asking for an update. I would have come sooner, but I got really busy with work and other things. Well, I do have some good news and some bad. I got Daisy out of the house and my household is back to normal. Sadly, a lot of negative stuff happened before I could kick Daisy out. After talking to Matt, I was sure that I would have to be a villain and kick my sister out, even when she hasn't had a place lined up. I knew she wouldn't be homeless because she could always stay with my mom. Yes, they would have to share a bed, but so what? It would have been better than sleeping on the street. Matt allowed my sister to take away all the nursery stuff, so Ethan has his own cot as well. It wouldn't have been a big deal for Daisy to adjust to my mother for a few days. Well, this was absolutely unacceptable to my sister, and she was determined to stay in my house and do whatever it takes not to be kicked out. In her craze to stay, she did something horrible and incredibly stupid. She ended up throwing herself at my husband and basically harassed him. Leo immediately tried to get her off him and clearly told her that she needed to stop or he would be forced to put his hands on her to defend himself. Daisy was having none of it. She kept saying that Leo knew she was the better sister and would realize how much she could make him happy once he slept with her. She left, trying to force Leo to do something until Leo snapped and pushed her. He then went to our bedroom and called me from there. I got home and immediately found Daisy half naked. She claimed that the two of them had slept together already and they were having an affair. She even smirked at me, thinking that she finally got what she wanted. Too bad my stupid sister forgot that we have cameras in the living room and the hallways. I pulled up the CCTV footage and saw what had happened. Then, without wasting a minute, I went to Leo and asked him if he wanted me to call the cops. Thankfully, he said yes. Daisy got arrested. Leo will be pressing charges of sexual harassment. I have been super disgusted with my sister for what she did, and I don't think I will ever forgive her for this. Leo's pretty shaken up, but thankfully his therapist has been a huge help. My mother, of course, tried to blame me, and then Leo, for everything. I've already accepted that she's a lost cause. You guys will ask me about Ethan. Well, he is staying with my mother right now after Daisy's arrest. CPS had to get involved. Ethan was handed over to my mother and she is looking after him. Unfortunately for Daisy, this means she can't even stay with Mom now. After getting bail, she had to finally get a job and her own apartment. It's a decent place, I hear, but nowhere near to what she's used to having. Of course, she is blaming us for ruining her life and separating her from her baby. I have since blocked both my mom and my sister. Yes, it sucks that I cannot be in Ethan's life anymore, but I simply can't stay in contact with my mom and sister. My mom made it clear that she will take my sister's side no matter what. I realized that it would be better for me and my marriage if I kept both of them away, so that's what I'm doing now. Speaking of marriage, I am pregnant. It was extremely unexpected and happened even when I was on pills. But Leo and I are happy. Sure, we wanted to wait until having kids, but this pregnancy is a blessing to us. We are super excited to have a child, and we are now arms deep in preparations. I know that eventually Mom will find out about my pregnancy and come knocking, but I am going to keep her out until she sincerely apologizes and attends therapy. If she continues treating me and my husband like dirt, she will remain in the no contact zone. So that's the update. And the final one. I won't come back here, so I will say one last thank you to everyone who helped me grow a shiny spine. Stay tuned for more stories from our girl relationships.